Good evening and welcome back. It's me, Maris, and guess what? I'm going to do a reading tonight. But before we get started on any reading, let's do a smudging. It's always good to clear the air. And so, here is some smudging for you. Go ahead and take that in. I like to cover myself in it. There we go. And then for myself, bringing that through. Got some jazz music playing in the other room. But yeah, it's like I've been super busy. And then we have a puppy. And that puppy is 4 months old. It's a Rottweiler, and he is into everything. Everything. So yeah, sometimes it's a little difficult to get online and do a video when he wants to follow me everywhere I go. So I've got the Angels and Ancestors deck out today. That's the one that I'm starting out with. So do me a big favor when you log in. Love this video. Comment where you're watching from. Subscribe, follow, and don't forget to share me with some friends. Okay, so again, we're using the Angels and Ancestors deck. Okay, there we go. Now I've like kind of sort of moved into my new room at the home office, and I haven't put anything up on the walls, or I thought about a couple of things, but right now it's kind of blank. It's a table and my rolly chair and the computer and my little pretty box. It's got the different decks that I like to use in there. And of course, I smudge it every day. But sometimes you just gotta kind of wait. And I got more cards that fell on the floor. Till you get that message, or that idea, that inspiration of exactly how you want that room to be. Okay, that looks like we've got a nice little setup here. And interesting little start there on the card. So this is Memorial Day weekend. I've got a special. Hey, it's supposed to be rainy, and I'm like, okay, well, I can get some hiking done in between. Rain showers, hopefully. But this weekend, I'm also offering a Memorial Day special, and it's Friday today through Wednesday, and it's $25 for a 30-minute remote online session together, just like this, but we can talk back and forth. Or you could do $49 for an hour, which I think that's a pretty good deal. So if you'd like to get one of your personal readings or a coaching session, anything you'd like to do, it's remote Reiki coaching, or an online reading. Whatever you'd like to do that's a personal session, it's done on my Google Meet room, and I'd love to see you. And that's today through Wednesday that I'm doing that. But let's get started with our reading. We're using the Angels and Ancestors deck, what deck where my boyfriend is. And we're looking at what's this weekend kind of bringing through. We have spent the last 4 weeks and a lot of chaos all around us, but not around us, if you know what that means. You know, it's kind of like not in our personal realm, but it's everywhere else. And so I kind of, we knew that this was coming. We knew that there was going to be this storm kind of thing, tornado blowing everything up. And it's now kind of time to start looking at what's happening now that that dust is starting to settle from this particular storm system. Okay, and then, so what we're looking at here is the Knight card. So this is about having some courage, some strength, being strong, standing in what you believe in. Standing in what you believe in. So this is, you're coming to this point where you're maybe in situations or just in life general that you start really standing up and going, hey, this is what I believe, and this is what I'm going to do in my little world, and hopefully that will not dissipate, but share out into the world around us. So this is this awareness of who you are and what you believe in and what you stand up for, and having that ability to stand up strong in that vibe. So I like that. I think that that's a good, strong indication. Now, the next card is going to be what I like to call the obstacle, the challenge, the something that makes us stop for a second, or maybe a little longer, and look at things in a different perspective. And so we've got the Sage card, and I'm going to say this about the Sage card. The Sage card is a lot about wisdom. It's, get out of there, Mama. It's a lot about wisdom. It's a lot about knowledge and how and when and where to apply your wisdoms and your knowledge. So we're looking in this thing that, now we got to be really strong and feel cool saying who we are, what we believe in, etc. I'm not going to say drawing a line yet. I'm not going to say drawing a line in the sand yet, but this is about standing up. And this, when I'm looking at the Sage card and it being upside down, and I'm going to say this is the obstacle. You're going to question if you're doing the right thing. You're going to question if you are doing the right thing. Now, the next card is the Guardian Angel. And it says that you're not alone, but it's upside down, and it is in your help section. So this is what your help is. And normally we would want to see this Guardian Angel card right side up, because I would say totally, you're not alone, we're with you. You just ask, angels intervene, boom, we're there. And we're looking at this card, and I'm saying, it's not that they're not with you, because they are with you. But don't expect some divine intervention. Don't expect a divine intervention. Now, if you're and I'm getting like this, if you're in a place of peril, let's keep it real. Of course we're going to be there. But right now, this is about you, and you kind of coming out on your own. Coming out on your own. And I'm getting a feeling on that. It's like, we want to see you be that shining star representing who you are. And I like the Water Guardian has come in through here, because change is really super, super emotional. And a lot of times when we're going through change, it's really difficult on our spirit. It's very difficult because we question, are we doing the right thing? Am I making the right choices? Have I looked at every aspect possible before I make this change? And you're like, where did the change come in? The change comes in because for a part of this time, and this is what I'm looking at on this Water Guardian and about the emotions playing into it, you really haven't spent a lot of time being totally honest with who you are and what you believe in. And sometimes we just keep our mouth shut because we don't want to rock the boat. We don't want to get somebody started on something. So we'll just be quiet. And what's coming through on this is that you're not going to be holding some of that stuff back anymore. And some of it will be a trial and error. And again, you will continue, those emotions are going to have you kind of going from tearful to joyful to angry to happy, back and forth and all the way around. That is more about setting the stage of where you're going with all of your growth, okay, and the change and moving through. And I get it and here's the scenario I want to explain it, how the emotion or the frequency, the vibration of this change. All right, so you and your partner love to go out to eat on Friday nights. Friday night is your Friday, feeding frenzy, whatever you want to call it. It is the way you celebrate the end of the work week, maybe, and you guys like to go out to eat. And the conversation is always the same. You're riding in the car, and it's like, hey, where do you want to go eat? Oh, I don't know. What are you hungry for? And they may say this restaurant or that restaurant or this kind of food or that kind of food. And you're like, well, but then you just kind of cave in and go with the flow. Because you may be hankering for some Thai food and your partner over here, the hottest that they go is a bell pepper in food. So they're probably not going to like some of the Thai dishes. Every week you go through the same motion where you give in of what you want or what you believe or what you feel because you just don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to get them going or, an argument or whatever going on. And what you realize when you start releasing who you are and saying, no, I'd love to go to the Thai restaurant tonight. And I would say, you know what, they make a chicken fried rice that's not spicy at all, and the egg rolls are pretty good, or the spring rolls, There's something that they're going to be able to find there that they're going to like. This water emotions is talking about all these emotions all over the place, but it's also talking about as it's clearing. So when you finally stand up and go, no, I want to go to the Thai restaurant tonight. They make a great cocktail, right? You'll sell it one way or another. That it's that catharsis of it, that cathartic release brings up some emotion. And some of that emotion is, why have I been silent in who I am for so long? And ding dang, that feels so good to finally be me. Okay, so you've got these emotions coming through. It's going to work out for you, though. The next card that comes in is the Be Fearless and Stand Strong. So this warrior is working in with the initial card that we had come up, the Knight card, if you'll remember that one. And this is about being brave and honest. And then the warrior is about being fearless and stand strong. I'm a real big Sun Tzu fan. Sun Tzu wrote The Art of War. And it's really not about war. And I really, in many ways, I wish they would change the word war and put life, the art of life, because it gives a lot of insight in how we can look at things from many different perspectives to know. And I'm going to say the enemy in quotation marks, the enemy, because the enemy can be a feeling, the enemy can be a person, the enemy can be a place. It's not just, a person or a group of people. It can be a lot of different things. But the the concept here is that being able to face what that enemy is and conquer, move through, be strong, and continue growing in who you are. And that's what I'm looking at, and when I'm looking at this particular warrior card in that area, in that particular position. All right, so the Broken Arrow card is coming up here, and this is about a dispute. Some things are just not, some things are just not worth fighting or arguing over. And so when I'm looking at the Broken Arrow and the other cards that have come into play, I'm going to say choose your battles very wisely, because 99% of them are just not worth the effort. 99% of your battles are just not worth the effort. So not putting a lot of energy into something. Sometimes we just get chaos and it's a flying piece that comes through and it's very fleeting and leaves. And, but sometimes we're so quick to react to it that we lose what the concept of it. What is the truth of that? No, it was a piece of something or other that flew through my personal space that really has no meaning. And that's what they're saying about 99% of the issue that flies through really has no meaning. Just to kind of, and I'm going to use the concept of just let it go. Okay, Mother Nature, she's all fuzzy. Let's get her to come into. Come on, pretty lady. Okay. All right, let's try that again. And come on, Mother Nature. There we go. All right, so Mother Earth is this one. And Mother Earth is just about connecting and feeling and loving. And I'm going to say this is, I am a big beach person, whether it's at the lake, I'd even say even the beach at a pond or a creek. I love the ocean. I love the sea. That's where I really connect in with Mother Earth, because I feel like there's so many different elements of Earth there at the ocean. But I also can feel that way when I go hiking, like out at the Wichita Mountains or on my home place. We have like several hundred acres that are just open, and it's amazing to go walking through there and connect. And one thing that I find really interesting is that when you're deep into Mother Nature, that usually you don't get a signal on your phone, or the phone doesn't ring, especially if you have it in your backpack or whatever. When you get deep into Mother Nature, it's this embrace. She holds you, she caresses you, she nurtures you. And that's what this energy here is. So on this, it would be a wonderful weekend to get out there with Mother Nature. Get as deep into Mother Nature as you can tolerate and embrace that. Last weekend, Matthew and I went to the Parallel Forest, and it was so cool. I've never been there, and so he invited me. He said, I really want to go out there. I want to go and do, my Reiki session there. So we went and did the Reiki session, and I'll say we went into like at 11 o'clock, and it was a little bit, on the busy, so maybe it was a little awkward, and they thought we were doing some witchcraft or something crazy out there, but we were doing Reiki and we really, really liked it. So we're going to be doing Reiki out at the Parallel Forest a lot more frequently. And I kind of want to map it out a little bit. So this weekend I am going to go out again on Sunday morning just to kind of map it out in my head a little bit so we can get to the circular thing out there, because that will be a really cool place to do Reiki. But the one thing that I noticed is that when you're in the parking area, I had service on my phone. So I was all giddy. I'm like, heck yeah. I'm over here on the Wichita Reservation, or the Wichita Refuge. And hopefully we'll be able, to video this. But once you walk into the Parallel Forest, one step in, boom. My phone had no more satellite, or whatever it's called, and whatever, so I could not I couldn't do a live from the Parallel Forest, but we're going to work around, we're going to do our best to get you a good video out there of us doing Reiki, and then just enjoying it. But we always, when we start posting it up as an event, we'd love for you to come and do Reiki with us and get embraced by Mother Earth. So let's get back to this reading. And in this, what we're looking at here, we got Mother Earth. And it's about this weekend we need to go out there and embrace Mother Earth. And this is just get rooted, get grounded. Those emotions will be flowing. And so getting in there and grounding, even if you're like, I can't make it to the lake, I can't make it to the park, I can't make it to the Wichita Mountains or wherever you are, go outside and earth with you. Take your shoes off, take your socks off, and plant your feet in the dirt and grass, preferably not a place where it's gross, and ground. Get connected in. Let when we get a break of sunshine through the rain, the scattered storms, get out there and get some sunshine and get rooted and grounded. You're going to be clearing out and releasing a lot of these negative emotions and negative things that have held you back. And so with that energy, because remember, this is all in our own little world. We're not paying attention to what's happening on the outside. We're paying attention to our own little world. And in that, remember we had embrace the peace? This is again reinforcing, in that peacekeeper upside down, she's still reinforcing that you have to be very particular about what battles that you choose. Because 99% of them are nonsense. They're not worth your time. They're not worth your energy. And out of all of that, you're only going to have 1% that is worthy of your vibe, worthy of your attention, worthy of your appreciation, your acknowledgement, whatever way you want to look at it. Only 1%. So again, my peacekeeper girl is telling us to just be real choosy in what battles that you choose, because not all battles are yours. They're just not yours. They're just junk. And I love this last card here, and this is the summer card, and it's about being in joy and being in light. And I'm going to say, and 75% of that is because you are dropping that facade of self that was there to appease and make everybody else happy, while on the inside you were miserable. So remember, we had this crazy storm of stuff, external, internal, for Mercury retrograde. Thank God it's over. We had all of this energy, all of these storms, shish shows here, there, everywhere, from California to DC. It didn't make a difference, just junk everywhere. That we weren't paying attention to our own little world, and this is about our own little world. And it's okay for you to stop appeasing others and denying who you are and what you believe in. So I think it's a pretty cool reading. Some of it, I was sitting there going, oh man, I just gave my permission to go, oh no, that's not me. I don't do that. And I'm like, I feel liberated just even saying that or thinking that I will be this weekend. The energy is there, very loving, very supportive, saying, okay, you need to shine. You need to shine who you are and let that energy flow. So I love that. Don't forget, this is Memorial Day weekend, and so I've got the special. It's $25 for a 30-minute. It's the online sessions, face-to-face, just like this. You see me just like this, but we get to talk to each other. $49 for an hour. I've got Ionic Foot detoxes with the reading next Friday. On sale for $50 Cash App or Venmo. So text me at 405-549-3766 if you'd like to come in and do a foot detox and get a reading. And then please, 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 please help share the word. I was like, Facebook charges me. Oh, and Matthew, I'm not sure of the date yet. And yes, Monica, you do. I was thinking about the Saturday before Father's Day. Would that be a crappy day? I don't know. We have to look on the calendar. But we've got all sorts of cool things. I've got a crystal class. It's going to be an intro to crystal healing to get you started, and then we'll have classes further on to help you learn your crystal healing practice and get it expanded and growing and bubbling through and all that kind of cool groovy stuff. I mean, I love working with crystals. They're really fun. And it's funny because people will go, oh, that's not very Christian or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Moses and all the priests from Moses on wore breastplates that had 12 particular stones on there. And guess what? Those stones were for healing. Yeah. So, and I've got documentation. So anytime somebody wants to tell me that working with crystals is witchcraft or blah, 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 I'm like, oh no, baby. I've got biblical scripture I've got scripture for it. Tells you what every single one of those stones does and why they used it. Body, mind, and spirit. So, I was like, don't let people, again, going back to this reading, and this reading is all about standing up and being who you are. I get this, kind of like, don't worry, whatever. Haters are always going to hate. Haters are always going to hate. They despise themselves so much that they will hate everybody else in order to try to feel better about themselves. And, and that's okay. That's the way that they vibe. Learn to embrace who you are from the inside out and be who you are really. Be who you are really. Your authentic self. And if that means that you are a hippie tree hugging, dog loving cat mom with a bunch of chickens, you be you. Because you'll love yourself so much more, and then you will start to authentically love other people in return. Sometimes we only love little things about them, but when you start loving you for every part of you, it's amazing, because then you start loving people for who they authentically are. So later on this evening, I gotta go feed my dogs and check on my chickens. But I'm gonna do a financial forecast for June, and I'm gonna say that that's going to be a really important reading. So it would be one that I would probably want to watch, maybe live. But if you can't get me live, make sure you follow up. I'm going to try to repost it a couple of times so people are watching it. It's a financial forecast for the month of June. We have a lot of things going on in our nation, in our world, and it's really important. You know, chance favors a prepared mind. And when we have our ducks in a row and we know where all our little nest eggs are, we're going to be a lot more productive, fruitful, prosperous when they're trying to say that our world is crashing. So, peace, love, and harmony. I'll see you in just a little bit. I gotta take care of my critters. Bye.